Stretching is great, but sometimes it's just not enough. And we need to tap into our fascial system. We do this by creating movements in our body that tap into deeper layers and go beyond the static stretching. Stretching lengthens muscles, but the fascial system is the body's communication web. It holds memories, tension, and even emotional residue. If you've ever noticed how your body holds tension when you're trying to stretch, or it resists to release, that resistance mirrors how we can hold on to stress in our life. And instead of forcing the stretch, we need to invite the body to relax and release. So here's a few things that I like to do in order to release the fascial tension that goes beyond just your static stretching. First, I love to use my natural remedies that include essential oils and certain supplements. My top 5 when it comes to that are the Aroma Touch Essential Oil. This is our massage blend. It has an amazing blend to help release tension and stress in the body. Then copaiba is a great essential oil to help the nervous system relax, the stress to reduce, the body to release the tension and the stress. And it's not just physical, but emotional. Past tense is a great blend to help with nerve pain, also some muscle tension. It's great for headaches, neck aches, and shoulder tension. And of course, deep blue, we have it as an oil and then the deep blue rub. And we have it in a stick that includes copaiba. Is an amazing option to rub on the sore muscles and tissues and joints. It really does decrease the pain. And of course, the deep blue polyphenol complex. This has helped me get off of prescription and over-the-counter medications. It is a high anti-inflammatory with whole foods and essential oils blended in. So it's not going to be hard on the stomach. It's not going to be hard on the organs. And it is a great replacement when it comes to over-the-counter pain anti-inflammatories. So if you have any further questions on any of these products, let me know. I'd be happy to give you some education. So the first thing that we'll do or use is a myofascial release ball or ball for rolling. And so I have this one. I believe I just got it off of Amazon. It's very hard, kind of like a lacrosse ball. But when you can sink into using one of these, it really can help melt the fascial area to release. So when you're using it, it's great for the glutes, it's great for the shoulders. So when I use it for my glutes, I'll either be sitting or laying down, and I can place it right under into the tissue, not directly on the bones, but next to it, and simply just put a little pressure on that area and breathe into it. Now, the pain should not be sharp. It shouldn't be where you can't breathe through it. Just find the tender areas and don't push so hard that you can't breathe through the tension. That you want to be able to relax into it. You can place your leg down flat if you need a little bit extra pressure. You can place your hand on top of your hip for a little extra pressure. You can also roll the other leg over a little bit. Like if you place your left leg over the right knee and you have the ball under the right hip. As long as you're not bending in the low back too much. But you can find a position where that tension is just the right amount. On a scale of 1 to 10, 7 being that really hurts, and any further than that, you don't want to push. If you want to keep it around about a 6, where it's like good pain situation, you can hug your knee in towards your chest and have a little bit of movement back and forth when it comes to those tender spots. And this can really help release that fascial connection going into the low back, of course, the hips, and even down into the hamstrings a bit. So you don't want to hold it too long, maybe 10 to 15 seconds on each spot, and just move it around gently. Move it in every kind of position along that sacral area, the bone, that triangular bone, kind of move it along this whole section, and just do point by point, whatever time you have available. And like I said, 10 to 15 seconds on each one. If you want to get more on the outside of the hip, you can roll a little bit to the outside, hold it there, and you just breathe into the area. Nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, exhaling the tension and allowing your body to just sink into the space. We're not holding the tension, we're allowing it to release and relax. And you might even get some certain memories, nostalgia, certain emotional feeling when it comes to releasing these areas. And if that is the case, just be present with it, acknowledge it, don't try to force it away, and honestly, thank yourself for having this memory, this moment, and breathe it out. And then imagine you're looking at the blue sky, focus on the space between the clouds. And the clouds can be those heavy thoughts, those emotional connections to these places of the body. And you can just let them pass by versus allowing it to control how you feel. Gently placing the ball all around in the hips. And you want to make sure you do both sides, even if one side is worse than the other, because compensation plays a huge role when it comes to the fascial connections getting pulled in all directions. When you're working on your shoulder or your back, you can use this up against a wall, or again by laying down, just placing the ball underneath the shoulder, like next to the shoulder blade. You can move your shoulder around a little bit if you like, or you can just hold it there and again breathe and allow it to release, allowing those thoughts to pass by, acknowledging them and understanding that they may not be necessary right now. You can bring your arm across your body, stretching a little bit further, pressing into that space. Again, moving it around. You can move your body so you don't have to grab from behind. And 10 to 15 seconds in each spot, allowing your body to sink into the space. You can have your knees bent or straight, however you're comfortable. If you get some sensations that maybe travel down the arm, that could be a trigger point. So you can hold it for about 10 seconds. If it doesn't let up, then move spots, because there's a lot to have to do with trigger points. But generally, if you're not on a nerve, if you're on a nerve, it might feel kind of zapping or like electric, and then you definitely want to move. But again, wouldn't make it to where it's more than like a 6 or a 7 on the pain scale. Some discomfort will happen, but the fascia is our communication net, and we need to allow it to communicate to us, and helping it release is a great way to do that. Now, if you don't have one of these pain balls, trigger point balls, if you have a foam roller, there's a couple different kinds. I have 2 different kinds. I have more of a soft one. It's still hard, but it's just a hard foam. And this you can use on so many different areas of the body. You can use it on the hips, where you kind of sit on it, hold yourself up, and roll back and forth, which is great. You can do it on the back of the legs. If you're able to hold yourself up a bit, have a good position on your hands so you're not hurting the wrists, but nice pressure on the whole hand. You can roll on the hamstrings, along the hips, around the tailbone and sacrum. Again, if you feel like there's a lot of tension across a bony area, then try to avoid that. Have you had pain in the body that you feel like it moves around? It's pretty frustrating when you can't seem to narrow down where your pain is coming from. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's from an injury, but it could mean that it's from emotional resistance. Really getting into that fascial release can be very important to find that emotional connection. The other roller ball I have is quite hard. it's got some bumps on it all over the place. And this one is really great for the back. It can be pretty painful on any other area of the body, but for the back, it's nice. And you might even get a couple pops. Now, of course, if you have any surgeries, fusions, anything in the back that is very serious, talk to your doctor. Start very slow. Talk to a physician that you trust, practitioner, and you can gently roll back and forth on your body, on your back with your roller. And if you find a good spot that is tension, you can relax into it and breathe and allow your body to reset. We're always in a forward position. Move your body to the back a bit. Stretch the front of the body. Support your head gently, inch by inch, however you feel. And then when you get to the low back, definitely give yourself some more support. We don't have the ribs on the very low back, so we want to make sure that we're supporting it with our body, allowing it to release on its own. Gentle side-to-side movement in the standing position, working around that primary axis, that is through the body, rotating the body side to side, as if you're seaweed in water, just flowing and loosening the connective tissue, allowing your body to move. You can have your arms up over the head, sway back and forth, and feel tissue under the skin gliding. If you feel the sticky spots, which there will be, just breathe through it. Holistic pain relief means releasing and letting go, addressing the body, the mind, and the fascia together. Movement and breath and emotional release. So you should be breathing deeply through any of these movements. You don't have to follow me exactly, but just do what feels good in your body. Do some nice big hip rotations, allowing yourself to be fluid. And you can ask yourself, what am I ready for today? What am I ready to let go? Physically, emotionally. Coming back down to the floor and on your back, way to use the breath to release is by simply bending your knees. Have your knees close together, touching, and your feet apart so your legs can be completely relaxed. Place your hands on your belly. And you have a deep hip flexor muscle that attaches from the low spine through the pelvis and actually on the inside of the femur bone. It's called the psoas. And to allow that to relax, you need to focus on the breath. So as you breathe in, I want your belly to inhale and expand like a balloon, pressing the air all the way down. On the exhale, you'll contract the belly and the belly button goes towards the spine. And it's not forceful, but relaxed. So try it. Inhale with the breath flowing down through the body. And exhaling it all out from the top to the bottom. Pressing the belly button towards the spine. You may feel the muscles of the pelvis contracting and expanding just slightly. Inviting the tissues, release and relax. After 3 deep breaths, just breathe normally. Feel the tension melt away. If you're feeling like you have a tightness, breathe into that space and invite it to soften as if only that space is breathing for you. Being aware of all the gentle movements that might be happening as each different area starts to melt and relax. If you have a bolster or a pillow and you feel like you need a little bit more stretch in the front, you can, of course, put that near the low back. Sitting up, you'll place it next to the sacrum or the low back. And gently, with your knees bent, come back down onto your elbows and all the way down to the back, giving yourself a bit of a back bend. And sometimes it can be a little bit of tension. But again, knees together and feet apart, allowing the muscles and the fascia to release. We don't have to hold them tight. If they feel tight, we invite them to relax. We invite them to soften. It doesn't have to feel tight. It can feel let go. If there's an emotional response to that, be aware of it, welcome it. And if you need to sigh it out or have some noises, take deep breaths in and out of the mouth, then allow it to happen. You can breathe in through the nose and a big exhale out of the mouth. And once you feel like you have released and softened the body a bit, then you can roll onto one side and gently come back up to a seated position. We'll do some cat-cows, which are really nice to help release some fascial tension. So on your hands and knees, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And when we do cow, we press our belly button towards the mat, open up our chest, and raise our head a bit, pointing the tailbone towards the sky, inhaling, and pressing all parts of the hand into the mat. Exhaling, we're pressing the belly button towards the spine, chin towards the chest, and allowing our bodies to undulate on an inhale and an exhale when we come into cat. Moving in a fluid position, feeling the fascia release and glide under the skin. It's not about flexibility. It's about the freedom of movement in our body. It's about the stories that our body carries over the years, what it's stored. And you don't have to stay in the cat-cow. You can move in different positions, allowing that fascia to glide along under the skin, releasing that tension, that emotion. And if you feel ready, just press back, heels towards the hips towards the heels. Move into a child's pose. You can have your hands out in front of you or lay them on your side. And just forehead to the floor and breathe. Deep breaths. This comforting, nurturing position. Another great one is a supported forward fold. So here you can have your bolster or your pillows again, or a chair. So a chair is really nice if you have limited range of motion. Have a folding chair or a couch, and you can have your legs spread wide around the chair. Have a pillow, a blanket, or a bolster right here, and I'm off of this and leaning forward, resting your head. You can have it as far as you need to get a little stretch, but the supported forward fold is gentle, relaxing, and we're hinging at the hips. If you're not using a chair, then you can use your bolster. You can have your legs wide if you like, and you can even have a couple layers and just roll forward on your hips. You can get the flesh out from under your hips, toes pointing to the sky, and just lay your bolster. Allow gravity to bring you down and sink into your space. It's about yielding and softening and not forcing anything. You can also have your hands up for support under your forehead if you like. But again, allowing the gravity to bring you forward, letting all parts of the body to be soft and relax. Breathing into the belly and exhaling from the belly. You can stay in this position for 2 to 3 minutes if you like, focusing on every part of the body one at a time. Are your legs relaxed? Are your knees relaxed? Hips, low back, upper back, the shoulders, the neck, the jaw, the face. Even give yourself a bit of a smile. Remind yourself that life isn't about holding the stress and the tension. It's about learning from it and moving through it. When you want to come up, just gently on an inhale, walk yourself back to a seated position. You can place your bolsters aside. And the last thing that I'd like to show you and talk about is unwinding the body with movement, with shaking. My good friend Heather is all about the trembling and not holding what we have in our body on an emotional space, but giving your body permission to move and to let go of what it's holding on to. So you can do this in a standing or laying down position. I like to do this after a lot of my yoga practices. And just lay down your mat and wiggle your legs, wiggle your arms, wiggle your body. Shake the head side to side. You can have your arms up above you, stretch. A big good morning stretch. Again, hands down to the side and just wiggle it out. Bring your arms up, rotate your wrists, make a fist. Bring one leg up, contract the leg, contract the foot, and let it fall. Bring one leg up, the foot, contract the leg, and let it fall. Bring both legs up, contract, and let it fall. Contract the glutes, bring them up off the mat, and let it fall. Press the belly into the mat, and let it relax. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears, and let it relax. Chest up, shoulders back, and relax. And give yourself a little shake. Move your head side to side. Big, expressive breath. Contract all the muscles in your face. Make an ugly face. Take a big breath in. Open your eyes. Open your mouth. Exhale it all out. Stretch the face. Releasing that tension and whatever you're feeling from this. Now, how do you feel? Breathe normally. Hug your chin, your feet, your knees into your chest. Raise your head up towards your knees. Relax the body down. And absorb what you've done, what you've released. Be thankful for this time, what your body has showed you, what your body has stored. Be grateful. Expressive. And do this as many times as you feel you need to. Take some time today to reflect, maybe journal about your experience on this fascial release. And let me know how you feel. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.